Okay, so this is the expanding on the principles found in that first video. Now, did you take 2 or 3 days before this video? Okay, did you actually do the thing where you set up the things on the wall and wonder what can I do? If you didn't, stop this video, wait 2 or 3 days. Stop the video. Okay, and if you did take 2 or 3 days, welcome. So, one of the big things that I came across a while ago, and I wish I could put the video clip. If I was better at editing at this point, I totally would. Was the concept of work the problem. Um, if you're finding there's some issue that's holding you back from achieving a goal, focus on the result you want, and then see what you can do to work around the problem. So I'm going to use yoga studios again. If you have a social anxiety, then being stuck in a room with 20 other people can be a little nerve-wracking for you. So what can you do to work around this problem? Okay, you want to try it. You don't need to be around a lot of people. What about looking at the schedule of the actual place and then going in just after a class has started? Okay, then you go in, there's going to be a receptionist there, and hopefully they're nice. If they're not, you might want to bail on that one, try a different studio. But if there is a receptionist there, you can talk with them a little bit. And then you can ask them, when's their least busy time? Okay, maybe you're willing to spend some money. You could, well, you could just get a private lesson, right? No problem. It's easy, and I am sticking with the yoga thing, but it's like this is something that it does help. It's a meditative process, and it does kind of get you out of your head. And guys, seriously, if you don't want to try it, I got 2 words for you: yoga pants. Okay, like seriously, try it. Just at least for yoga pants, they're fantastic. Okay, there's lots of ways to work the problem. The concept is that you focus on the result. Okay, so there's the result. Here's the issue, whatever it is. Okay, see if you can work around it. It's funny, but we give up too easily, especially if we're in a depressed state. It's like, oh, I can't do that. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, you may experience some fear in actually trying to set these goals. I'm going to give you a specific story. I was talking with a friend a while ago, and I was very frustrated with her because she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't following this valuable insight, right? I was giving her all kinds of options, and she was just rejecting them out of hand, and it kind of came to a head, and we had a bit of a confrontation. Anyway, I explained to her why I had the confrontation. I finally explained to her, it's like, listen, I'm having a hard time being support for you, okay? And we got to talking, and it turns out her brother had suggested something to her a little while ago that was really helped his life, really improved his life a great deal, and he thought very strongly that she could do it too. And then she said, but I'm not going to do that. It takes place in Toronto, and I hate Toronto. I'm not going to do it. And I said, yeah, but you know what? That's kind of the problem. And she got really upset really quickly. She says, yeah, but I know, but I hate driving in Toronto. It's so tense. And then I got to, figure out where I'm going to get the money for all of this. And I said, okay, calm down. Okay, don't commit to it right now. Don't commit to it. Instead, ask yourself this question. If I were going to do it, what would I have to do to make it happen? Okay, so you're not committing at that point. Okay, if it's something that does give you fear, just ask yourself that question. If I were going to do this, what would I have to do to make it happen? And I came up with a couple of suggestions there about, working the problem, so to speak. And 3 days later, she's calling me back. And we're talking on the phone, and her energy is totally different. She says, you know what, I took your advice. That's the other thing. I told her to look into it first. Look into the program and see if it's something that she feels could help her. And she's like, yeah, if you're willing to drive me down, that would be great. I would love it if you could drive me down. And I've decided, I'm going to skip a mortgage payment, and that'll pay for my housing for the 3 nights that I'll have to be down there. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. Her energy had completely changed. Okay, just because she didn't let that fear get her, and suddenly she's doing it now. Okay, so that's one way to deal with a certain anxiety. Okay, if you're feeling stressed out about doing this thing, just ask yourself, how did that go again? If I were to do it, what would I have to do to make it happen? Okay, so the taking action in this one is actually setting 5 goals. Get a piece of paper and a pencil and give yourself 5 goals that can be accomplished this week. Just all in the area of helping yourself. Okay, if you're content, and about expanding your interests and getting out there a little more. Okay, so a couple of suggestions straight off. I'm gonna say pick a book, okay, because I'm gonna be covering that. Actually, maybe hold off on that one. But you will have to pick a book. You should pick a book, and I'm gonna tell you exactly the process of how to find one that works for you. Another one could be, well, going to meetup.com. And I had another one, but it's gone now. Yeah. So just if you have taken 2 or 3 days and you've been saying, "What can I do?" Okay, well, take those and turn them into goals. Okay, and then see them out. Start living them out. I'll see you again in 2 or 3 days. Hopefully, you've accomplished a couple of them, and you got 3 more coming up. And hopefully, you're starting to feel how this whole program works. All right, so yeah, that's that.